And tonight we're talking about magnesium. So, which magnesium is best for you? On social media, if you're following things, magnesium is a hot topic right now. And there's magnesium deficiencies. I'm going to give you some statistics. So, over 50% of adults in the United States are actually deficient in magnesium. So, low on magnesium. And one of the things that leads to magnesium deficiency is eating a lot of highly processed food. And guess what's in the Western diet, which is the American diet, is lots of processed food. So if somebody tells me that they eat out at like McDonald's a lot, one thing I start thinking about is a possible magnesium deficiency. Now, magnesium is used for hundreds and hundreds of different cellular processes in our bodies. So it's a really, really important nutrient that we need to have. Magnesium is stored in different parts of the body. So it's stored in the bone, it's stored in muscle, and soft tissue. There's really not that much magnesium that's just free flowing magnesium in the bloodstream. So even if you get a blood test and it shows that your magnesium levels are normal, that might not be accurate because most of the magnesium, like I said, is stored in places other than the bloodstream. That's just something good to know. And like I said, eating lots of processed food increases the risk for magnesium deficiency. A magnesium is used for lots of different things. It's used for glucose metabolism, so it helps with blood sugar regulation. It helps with blood pressure lowering. There are studies showing that it helps with mood. And we use it for migraine prevention and for sleep too. It has several different benefits, and that list is a pretty short list. It's used for other things too. One thing that magnesium helps with too is reducing inflammation, which, as you know, the basis for a lot of chronic diseases, including things like heart disease and diabetes, have to do with inflammation. So now that we've established that magnesium is important, one thing to remember is that it's always a great idea to get your nutrients from food. So magnesium can be found in things like fruits, vegetables, beans, legumes, and nuts and seeds. However, as we've established, sometimes it's difficult to get these in the diet, so that's when you supplement. But which supplement is there to take? There are so many different kinds of magnesium out there, and we're going to talk about what they do. So the organic salt magnesiums are better absorbed in the body, and one of these is magnesium citrate. This is one that we typically use for constipation. So if you're not having a bowel movement every day, it's a sign that you're likely constipated if you're having really hard stools. And so that's one that would help you out, in addition to making sure you're drinking lots of fluids and getting fiber in your diet. Magnesium malate, think about M for muscle. This is used for things like muscle pain, muscle fatigue, muscle cramps. Magnesium glycinate is sort of an all-purpose magnesium. It's highly absorbed and it tends to have lower GI side effects. One of the main side effects of magnesium is diarrhea, which is why we commonly use it for treating constipation for some people. So magnesium glycinate is just a general replacement magnesium. If you feel like you need to take magnesium, you're not exactly sure what you want to take it for, that would be a good one to try. As always, remember before you start any supplements to check with your doctor to make sure that it's right for you. Magnesium threonate has to do a lot with brain health, memory, and cognitive function. So that's a good one for that. For example, after COVID-19, a lot of people have brain fog. Depression is also associated with brain fog. Incidentally, magnesium has been shown to help out with mood, and a good one to take would probably be magnesium threonate. Magnesium taurate is used for heart health, so that's one to consider if you're trying to get a healthier heart. You want to improve your blood pressure. It also helps with blood sugar. And this one is a good one for migraine prevention. Now, magnesium oxide is commonly found and this one is the one that's most poorly absorbed. So if you're trying to actually raise your magnesium levels, this one isn't really going to do that for you, but it's good for constipation, it's good for use as a laxative, and it's also used in antacids. So it does have some benefits. And so that's your little primer on magnesium. There are other magnesiums out there, but for the purposes of this talk, we're focusing on these ones. So depending on what you want to do, this gives you an idea of which magnesium you might consider taking. The recommended daily dose is somewhere between 300 to 400 milligrams daily for adults. Remember to like this video if you found value from it and share it with somebody who needs it. And remember to leave in the comments the questions that you have for me or other diabetes topics that you would like to hear about. So until next week, I'm Dr. Anuligo, and I will see you guys all later. Have a great week.